Is this episode 6? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We are moving along, guys. If this is the first time you're joining us, what the fuck? Where you been? What's going on? What's the deal?
Was there anything else to watch?
Where have you been? Yeah, especially on Thursdays.
Was there other content to consume?
Yes. Roast for a niche, our boy. I love it. Only one bugle made it all the way out there to Saugatuck. That's great. Well, you tucking on my heartstrings, baby boy. I love you. You're a real one.
Is that what, northern New York?
No, dude.
Right?
That's Michigan, baby.
That New York, upstate New York?
No, that's top of the mitt. That's top of the mitt, baby.
Oh, okay.
Saugatuck. Come on now. I mean, not that I know anything about it, but I'm headed up there early October, baby boy. Get ready.
I feel like you don't want to ever play cards with a man from Saugatuck.
Fuck no, dude. He's got 2 aces and a dagger in his boot. KP says they've just been working and camping and smoking drugs. Bro, I wish I could say same.
Dude,
I wish I could say same. You're doing it right. You're doing it absolutely right. That's how it should go. That's what we need. I do have a camping trip to Mount Pacifico that is not planned, but it is in the matrix. So that's coming. I can promise.
That's awesome.
I can't promise the drugs. I can. But yeah, dude, that's a good way to live. Yeah, it's so good. Okay. Wisconsin has the thumb. Got it. Yeah, I haven't spent enough time.
Wisconsin has a thumb?
Well,
yeah, Wisconsin has a thumb, but Michigan's the mitt with this guy with the comma.
Yeah. No, dude, Michigan is gorgeous. I've never been to Wisconsin. I've never made it all the way into the W mitt, as it were. But I'd be down. It's beautiful up there, and yeah, Roast, you're absolutely right. Like, this sounds so weird, but it was told to me by so many Michiganites. I don't know, Michigans, Michiganians,
Michiganders,
Michigats. But they basically were like, this is some of the best tap water in the world, and they were right, man. Like, shit was good.
That's fantastic. They were not in Flint.
Got it. Oh, okay. I don't have a groaner pre-recorded. Whoa, now. Okay.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Not this kind of stream.
Hold up.
Whoa.
Sorry, we were doing reaction videos based off of Brian's takes.
Listen, I would be forever. I would be disappointed in myself if we were, if we were, celebrating Michigan tap water without one mention.
Yeah. Flint's like, not everywhere, my guy.
Pardon me.
Jeez Louise. Well, I guess
the Polish delegate would like to say, excuse him. What?
I guess just insert the last 3 presidents, huh? Well, guys, we love you. We're here not to dive into the politics of the flyover states, okay? We're here for a different reason. It's to play D&D. I do hope that at some point in time, and I think Roast will be involved in this, we run a D&D campaign or some TTRPG set in the Appalachians, set in that beautiful swath of the kind of center northmost push near the chef's hat of the United States. But right now we are in the world of Lucidon.
Yeah.
It's of course a world that Brian and I built together. We did some combo kind of homebrew to build this, and now have been DMing for what is the beginning of the 12th session. And it picks up with Coleridge, a human warlock, but it also picks up with Brother Thomas and Jimmy, all of which were seen today and partook in the last session that we ran. You, Coleridge, you found yourself essentially having fled from the forge keeper of the refiners, a man by the name of Master Sayan. And as you fled, you made your way back into the temple of Raquel, and you found there some petitioners, some come to supplicate and beg blessing on behalf of Lord Badron Backbrook. And amongst them was a gnome with freckles about his face by the name of Majel, that had been referenced quite specifically by a man who was in grave peril. Lord Derek Chalamet, the protector of Ukalan. And as you met with Margel and you sort of reconnected with Tylus, the sworn guard of the Backbrook family, you grabbed a drink. You stepped into the city, and you found yourself returning to the Lord Protector, bringing Margel in tow. When you arrived there, you found a man in shambles. He spoke quickly, saying that he himself was being held captive against his will, words you'd found read in the urgent letter that he himself had written in front of you. But now when you made it back, amidst the heavy rain, and having left this manor house, you were again beset by the Forge Keeper himself, Master Saiyan. He held person upon you. He questioned you for some time. And though he'd never seen Brother Thomas, he tore off a bit of your hair, cast you off into the raining night. You, again at this fretful beckoning from the Lord Protector, were making your way eastward, where the group of guards, one by the name of Bushalan, a half-dwarf, was there keeping watch. You delivered a letter. You spoke to them in haste about what was going on and the level of urgent need that the Lord Protector was communicating. And with a successful persuasion check, you made your way. And yes, it is just a 1PC D&D game, but we do switch off every other week. But this week, it rests solely upon the shoulders of Coleridge. So, in the stepping rain, in the padding kind of, fall. Oh, Insomnia, you rascal. Okay, into the stream, I got you. Get in here, Derpwood. Derp! I'm Carpe. This is Brianimus. We're in the midst of kind of the descending arc of what has been a very short but high-octane campaign.
The exposition of the end of a young life.
Yeah, exactly.
Calling it.
I told Brianimus I was quite nervous before this because I want him to live, but I don't know. Welcome, Derpwood. You're in the right spot. Oh, heck yeah, Kit is my guy. No, you're awesome. So that essentially concludes the wrap-up. In Insomnia, you handsome devil, I will give you your audition tape. You have my word. But what comes of you, Coleridge?
We're marching. I'm Brother Thomas right now.
Yeah, Brother Thomas, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's Coleridge. I don't think we've seen except for in the shadows of a graveyard. But I'm Brother Thomas, and I'm walking with these guards. The Lord of which is Bushala. Is what you're saying?
Bushalan, yeah.
Bushalan is the captain of the guard that we're walking with. And how many other guards are with us?
There's 3 other. 2 dwarves and a human, all male. You sort of saw them kind of gathered beneath this awning right against the rain, but after you delivered this letter, which he was about to tuck away, but it was your sort of, delivery that urged him not to. They're now walking with you westward, towards the nicer neighborhoods.
Captain is the man we're going to confront is a magic user. Is this enough? Do you have any more at your disposal?
Well, no, it's just us. What do you mean? This said he was in trouble and to come at urgent behest, but is there some sort of wizard that's taken him?
Yes, that is my belief. He was able to. The Lord Commander doesn't have a mind of his own. I have some special spells, but not many. And I used a spell to give the Lord Commander a clarity of mind, you see. But when we get back, he may not remember the letter. He may not remember his... I'm hoping that Magellan, if you know him, that he will be able to clear this up. But there is also Tylus. Looks...
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah.
Back.
He's a solid guy, yeah.
Perhaps we can gather him as well to join our cause, as it does pertain to the Lord Backbook.
And he's sort of, this way, boss, come on, tuck under. He sort of pulls in, and you guys are sort of moving through the market space. You're about, 5 minutes. You're about to move northward into this stretch of nicer houses. But it's concern that's ringing this half-dwarf's face, Bouchelon. Well, speak it plainly, boy. What do you mean? I mean, there's me, and then there's 4 of us here, plus you. What sort of trouble could Lord Protector be in that he needs more than that? Why would Margelle be dragged into all this?
Believe that for whatever reason, the refiners, those elven men, they are using his influence and beguiling his wits, you see. It's not of a plot. But if you feel confidence is strong, I will walk with you, but maybe one of your men can quickly run to Lord Tylus.
Maxine.
Muster some more.
You see, like, you guys are now sort of pulling back out and walking north. He's like, all right, well, when the time's right, we'll pass the back brooks on the way. You guys are sort of, just stomping through, and there's not a soul about. Ukalan is a town of a little bit less than 2,000.
Okay.
But whenever the sea rains come in and whenever they drench the docks and city, it's unknown how long it can last. Typically not that long, but the torrents and the deluge is significant. And you feel that now, these heavy drops.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let us proceed. I'm kind of nervously fingering a coin.
Got it?
Yeah.
Glad you said coin.
Just
and as you sort of spill north.
Well, that's with my offhand.
Yeah, I'm like sleight of hand and and a pleasure check. That's for the DM.
Well, if it's gonna be the last day, I will go out as I live.
I knew the sailor that you played would make another appearance. You guys are pressing through the rain, and it's a very nice, these sort of wide kind of stone broad cobbles that constitute the street. It runs off well, but it's still just drenching you. And as these 10 minutes have stretched in towards the final 5, you're feeling it all over. Go on, Maxine, get in there. Just let Tylus know that we're with Brother Thomas. He gives you a big grin that also seems a little bit condescending. And that will be at the Lord Protector's if anything goes awry. And you see Maxine, all business. Sort of gives a short nod, heads off. He's the human man. These 2 dwarves remain. You guys press on. And as you make your way upward, you see, steps leading up to the front of the Lord Protector's house, which you know.
And I'm looking out. I know that he had... Master Salin had turned invisible and then had come out of invisibility. Did he go back into invisibility after he left, or was he corporeal? Could I see him as he walked away from me with my locks?
Yeah,
my fresh, beautiful locks of hair.
Yeah, exactly. Tucking them home. You it wasn't that long ago. Yes, you did see him. He was striding northward back. Casting the Hold Person is what had dropped that spell, but he either didn't want to waste the resources or simply didn't care.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm looking around in case he recasted, if anything like weird in the rain, if I see any weird shapes or anything like that.
Sure.
Any kind of, or other perhaps refiners that may be on lookout, any dark shadowy figures in this pouring, drenching rain.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
In disadvantage.
Yeah. Disadvantage? Okay. Second, I'm not looking very hard. An 11 followed by a 1. So I'm just kind of going in on faith. Well, sarcastically praying to the storm god Raquelin.
You play a role long enough.
Yeah, it is that way.
You step. You see nothing. Nothing that grabs you. No shadows. No strange shapes or unjustifiable breaks in the rainfall.
Yeah.
And it's stretching towards midnight. I mean, you are now outside the door of this manor house. Whoa. All right then.
I follow you, Captain.
The door just creaks open. It's a bit old. Martha! It's me, Bouchelon. Hello! He sort of presses this thing even wider and steps through.
The door's open?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it dark inside? Is there any light?
It's low light. There's nothing immediately in this large foyer, which you've been in multiple times. There does appear to be light spilling from the study that you'd sat in.
Proceed with caution. And I'll walk in and I left them in this lobby, right? No, I left them in the backyard area, right? The back courtyard.
Yes, and press through like the topiaries and the hemlock. Yeah.
Yeah. When I last saw Lord Protector, and it was in the back corridor. It's strange that their servants aren't here. Oh God, I have their names. Sorry. What would? Oh, I met them. Hold on. I'm sorry.
And I'm sending you some music.
Okay, that's me. Yeah, that's really upsetting to me that I didn't write their names down, or I did, but I don't. I lost
Well,
the thing.
he did just yell out Martha, but
Martha. Yeah, but that was Jazzy. No. All right, cool. Anyway, we go.
so you step through.
I'll look into the study, see if there's anyone there.
Give me another perception check. The door's closed. You have to open it.
13.
You press the door open. You see this sort of twinned candelabra. The candles with about 1.5 inches left. That sort of low, gutting light cascading from under the door and spilling into the entry hall is sort of what you'd seen. There's papers that you saw on them, and there does appear to be nothing out of place, with the exception of one of the lounges, which had sat across pretty, equilaterally, across the rug from another lounge of similar shape and size. But this one on this other side of the room is off. I mean, it's at about a 45-degree angle, almost pointing towards a corner.
It's a rug. I'll just kind of lift it up, see if there's anything strange around there.
Sure. You lift it up, you see dust, some hair. Nothing out of sorts.
Is it near a window or anything of that nature?
It is. There's a window to the south.
Is it open?
And forgive me, I'm just realizing I didn't add, I just need to add Coleridge's token. Cute boy. There's my cute boy.
Where is he?
I got you. A giant of a man.
Oh, yeah. Cast enlarge on myself.
And these are 10-foot squares.
Okay. All right. Well, but I don't see anything else out of the ordinary except for this rug that's out of place.
Correct, yeah. And nothing beneath it. I mean, other than, I mean, it's not like filthy, but it's not completely clean.
Why would it be here? Why would it be out of place? There's no sign of a struggle at all? Not really.
You've seen this, this lounge, that's about it.
Perhaps we should go to the back courtyard. I can lead the way.
Sure.
And I will.
Okay. So you heading the way that you had gone before, that kind of goes through kind of the dining area and into the kitchen?
Yes. The kitchen especially, knowing, that's where they were, those two ladies. and there plenty of blueberries. I I'm kind of. It's so funny, Sheena.
There it is.
I'm looking for Sheena,
Got it.
but yeah, I'll walk in if I don't see her. Um, yeah, I'll continue to the back.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Just dropping some of this fog.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way as this way. Give me another perception check. Just walking through this space.
19.
You hear your own footsteps. You step through into this sort of prep area. And there's a long pantry that you'd found yourself in. That's where these blueberries had been handed to you. It's to the west, essentially, now.
Is it neat and tidy, or are there things out? I imagine that the last thing they would do would be to tidy up, but perhaps it would be the last thing that they did.
You see, and I think we can sort of just use that 19 as you're sort of just moving through the space and then entering this new one and starting to take it in. You do see flung this like strange, grainy, brown substance, the arc of its trajectory defined by this streak that extends over this kind of leftmost table and almost meets the second one here. And you're not really sure what it is. You see that there's several overturned, almost like mixing bowls. This rug is quite disjointed on itself, almost like it's crumpled, which just sort of strikes you as odd because it's not how you've seen it previously. And then I would say that these doors that lead out right here are partially open, which leads to the garden.
I turn to Bouchelon. Gina and Martha would not have left the kitchens in this manner if they were asleep.
Well, I don't know why. No one's sort of greeting us. I have Bouchelon here, but there's two other. I mean, he's a half dwarf, but there's two other dwarves with you. I mean, you guys are not making a ton of noise, but you're conversing. He yelled out twice. You're now walking through this space.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right. I'll take you where I last saw the Lord Commander. This is strange, and I'll go out those doors. I'm looking around. The chair I put in front of that door earlier, I'm assuming it's gone or toppled over.
The doors are open, so it would be safe to assume that it's not jammed in that way anymore. Yeah.
Right. I'm walking out. Lord Commander.
And as you do,
Ajalan.
your words freeze in your throat. You see, slain on the ground, is Martha. Pool of blood. It appears like her throat has been cut.
I'll go to her. Is she still bleeding out? Is the blood cold or is it warm?
Give me a medicine check.
17.
Yeah, the temperature you would get for free. It is warm.
Warm.
But there is the briefest struggling for breath.
I'll kind of clot the wound on her neck. I'll tear off a piece of my robe, which is real. I do have a dagger, so I'll rip that off, put it on her neck.
Bouchelon steps down beside you.
Do you have any healing salves, potions, anything?
Down. Go there. Breck, go and run back. Oh shit, we didn't bring any. Go and run back to the station. Go, run. You see Breck turn. One of these dwarfs just start fleeing. The other one, slightly taller, his eyes aghast. Help me. I don't have nothing on me. I don't have nothing that's like that. But oh my God, she's a sweet woman, kind. You see him sort of trying to cradle the head, like moving around the other side of you, helping you apply pressure.
I have nothing that I can help her with. Does she seem like she's...
You're a man of God. What? You said you had magic.
Not of that nature.
What?
Do not blame me for this cutting. Not here, not now. Perhaps later when we can talk about this, but let's save her life first.
Tries to crane her head forward, tries to give her something to drink. She doesn't respond. Her eyes are like...
Yeah, just trying to stabilize her in any way possible.
Give me another medicine check. I'd say at advantage.
At
with
advantage?
the assistance being rendered.
The first roll was the best one, 12.
Cool. You do what you can.
I will,
No, come on. He's here.
Don't speak. I'm gonna look around. Is there traces, footprints in the blood? There's a door leading out and it's open. Is there anything else?
Give me either investigation or survival.
Okay. It's a good roll, but I don't have anything in either. 18.
Okay.
Huh.
18.
Yeah.
So you investigate the space. And I think with the combination of those medicine checks, there's an awareness, Coleridge, that this individual is, I mean, without aid being rendered, in the throes and balance of fate and fate alone. Bouchelon's eyes don't leave Martha. Come on now, please, come on. And you see like that same kind of like fighting for breath slows. At times loses. Is fought back again. You move through the space. You immediately find... Let me just zoom out, sorry. Moving through an area very close, if not near the exact space where you yourself had broken through this topiary. A half footprint in blood. And I think two things jump to your mind. One is like an association with what's happened, this sort of macabre scene unfolding on the back patio of this manor house. But also, these are 10-foot squares. Like, that's a enormous... I mean, where was the rest of the blood?
What style of boot?
It's the heel. Looks like...
Is it,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just, I'm trying to gather, because we have the gnome Marchand is a very small foot.
Margel, yeah.
Margel, and the elf probably halfway, and then, Lord Commander, a larger foot. If I was trying to discern between just those 3 feet, what would I discern?
So you find it well with this investigation check. And as you're sort of attempting to draw further conclusion and, weighing this well-presented evidence is absolutely correct. I don't think a roll is necessary for this, in the sense that this is quite a small footprint. I mean, diagonally 4.5 inches, probably 4 or 5 inches long. And it's either a very narrow heel, the heel print of a child, or the heel print of a small creature, which a gnome would define as.
Maybe he ran. Okay. Does it look like it's leading anywhere?
We go
Into the
he's
topic
lost.
area?
No. Boys. Where the fuck is he? Sybil, where is he? You see this other dwarf kind of looking back, standing in between these door frames, looking out, having not really moved, not really helping, his partner having run back in search of this healing potion. But too late. Come on, then, please. How the fuck do you know?
Pass.
He stands up. He steps over this sort of stretching pool. What? Come on, why are you in the fucking woods over there? What are we...
There's a bloody print here. Ushalan. Either another slain or one that has done the deed. Does it look like the footprints going into the topiary? And if I look around the topiary with my and knowing I have devil's sight, so darkness doesn't affect me at all, do I see any blood in the if it went through there would be blood on leaves or whatnot? Do I see any of that?
So give me another investigation or perception. Not at disadvantage because of this devil's sight.
6.
It is, I've changed the music, but it is still pouring rain. And as you sort of move through this, it is somewhat protected. You see, this clearly defined thing itself being hammered on, but is still discernible. And there's this mangled kind of bit where this hemlock has been pressed back. And as you sort of step into it, you're like, oh shit. And as you sort of step down, you step right in the middle of something. You step back, and it's just this ruined crater of mud. You see on the other side, it does soon after join the street, this northernmost stretch of Ukalan. It descends. You'd have to kind of circle back around and head south on relative to this map. But you don't see anything immediately in front of you, any footprints leading anywhere, or any specific bits of clothing, fabric, hair, material.
Just rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sybil, I want you to go in and investigate the rest of the place, all right?
Should all stay together, Ushalan. There's nothing you can do for her there. You know that.
Yeah.
She's in the hands of the wind. Storm will take her. Her horrors are done. You gave her comfort in the last life.
Yeah.
But if you want to join her, we should all stay together.
This is not about... Where's the Lord Protector? Come on.
What we need to find. Is there any other... Are the doors... I see there's some steps there too, below me or to the south of me.
Yeah.
If is the door there open?
The door... Can you show me... Excuse me. Can you show me on the map?
How do I... Yeah. This... Where these steps lead to?
Got you. Yes. You would see that. It's just sort of a nice patio. There are doors leading into it. You haven't actually been in this room.
Okay.
But you do see... and hanging up there does appear to be 2 sets of either like leather or something. Chaps, boots, apron.
Okay. Spread out. Walk. I wonder if they actually did. Bouchelon, did you?
In it's as you mentioned, this Bouchelon is like striding back into this manor house essentially.
Okay, I'll follow him. He's back over with Martha. Is that what you're saying?
He's walked past her. He's sort of pulling her actively now into this inside space, like out of the rain.
Oh, this isn't out in the rain. Oh, okay. Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. I'll go back. That's like a patio area. I understand that.
It is. And I mean, it is like covered, but it's still like wet as fuck. Yeah. So anyway, he's pulling that back inside. You sort of go to join them.
Does she have anything on her person? Like any sort of note?
I think through the course of this medicine check, you feel pretty positive that you've at least like examined the body, right? I mean, you were checking for other wounds. Yeah. I mean, you're respectful to a certain degree, certainly of like her as a person, or modesty therein, but not you don't really see anything on her. She does appear to have something inside an apron. It's sort of a hard object that was sort of you patted and passed by, but doesn't have any pouches, any pockets that you felt anything.
Pull out that hard object.
Sure.
In her apron.
It's a ring of essentially looks like measuring spoons.
A ring with measuring spoons on it. Wow, that's genius. Oh yeah, just a measuring spoon ring. I thought it was like a ring that.
It's a ring of measuring spoons, non-magical,
like
literal.
Spoon, you know, teaspoon. Okay, great. Just a ring of tablespoons. Okay, I'll put it back and close her eyes.
Cool.
And yeah, I think just start looking through the house.
I'm kicking you some music right now.
Just where the Lord Protector is. I mean, we're gonna find and like kind of also looking out, keeping the door open as well to the house. Like if we go back inside the house, did we leave the door open to the front of the house so when Tyler gets there, that he has he just can waltz right in?
I don't. Did you close the
door? I
door?
would like to do that. I would like to keep the door open. Or if we go back in there to search upstairs and all the rooms around, I would like to have the door open as well.
You got
it. But I just want to go and just search all the rooms, just mainly for bodies. I don't want to like meticulously look for clues.
Sure. So you do so. You head back to this front kind of foyer area. You open the door. The rain continues dumping outside. You don't really hear anything outside of sort of the heavy kind of falling of this rain. You head upstairs, and up there already you hear shouts from Bouchelon, but also from this other gentleman, Sybil. You approach them.
Yep.
Found him tied up here. I don't quite know exactly how. We'll get it off her, man. Come on.
You're alive.
It's Sheena. You see, it's Sheena. It's this other maid. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. She was in the closet there. She was tied up. She was in one of the changing closets. You guys are upstairs. Yeah.
Sure. I get you. So I run up there with her. Sheena, are you okay?
No, not really. They were coming in. Like, why? They were like, what was the deal? Like, they'd been here forever. Like, what the fuck was that about? Like, why did they? I don't even know. Is Lord Derek okay? Is he here?
We don't know. Where is he? When was the last time you saw him?
I don't know. I was up here folding laundry. I had just changed the sheets in that second one room. What was his name?
Marshall?
No.
Yeah.
Was Marshall here?
He was. Did you not see him?
Oh no. I saw him. Fuck that guy.
Master Sealand.
He's been here, but I was up here. I was changing the room of that other refiner, the one that was here with the fuck. I don't remember all their names. Fisich. He came in and he grabbed me, threw me. He bound me at first. Like I couldn't move as much as I fucking tried. It was like something like my mind, like my arms wouldn't fucking work. And then he just like spooled some fucking rope, this really thin stuff. And you see at this point, sort of needlessly, Sybil's like, yeah, no, it was cord. Technically, it was roping cord.
Thank you, Sybil.
And sort of continuing, kind of, losing their mind is Sheena. I don't know why the fuck the refiners would like we fed them so well. Like they'd been here like almost fucking 2 weeks. Sorry for cursing. I'm sorry. It's all right. Man. It's all right. So you hadn't seen Lord Derek? Well, no. I mean, he was downstairs, right? Right?
Where? Last I saw him, he was outside. But I didn't see any trace of him since.
Well, Martha will know. Martha will know. She said she was gonna, prepare what we're doing. We're doing quiches for tomorrow, and she said she was gonna be after that. And I know that usually, like, it's either tea or cocoa. It's like she probably wouldn't make that for her. She'd know.
Martha's also missing. We'll find them. We'll find them all together. Okay? You calm down. Can you come with us? Can you walk?
Yeah. And you sort of head back downstairs, and you're sort of in tell me if it's different. But you're sort of taking Sheena right now, who's
I want to know if we're upstairs in one of the changing rooms.
Yeah.
Where's Master Sealand's room? And where's Lord Commander's room?
Yeah, yeah. Um, Here, she like points down. You see her like hesitating, like remembering the last moments that she was there. And as you're walking down, she sort of points down, and you see this brief kind of chip. The upstairs, having been built on top of this inlaid stone, which is quite fine, is different. It's these wide sort of panels of wood. And it's these alternating panels, but imagine like about a foot by a foot, these beautiful inlaid wooden panels that are fitted almost seamlessly. But she points. I felt that. I felt that because I was like, I was fighting to get up and like it kicked. And honestly, it hurt like the back of my knee, like real bad. She's sort of rubbing her hamstring a little bit. But you see like a chip in the wood. And she takes a couple steps forwards. You hear behind you Bushelon sort of issuing orders to Sybil. And around this time, you hear Breck. Yeah, I'm back. I have it. Where is she? Oh, don't bother. We're upstairs. Oh my God. You see Bushelon like with Sybil looking to him and the quickly closing footfalls of Maxine.
Is there?
You see him at a loss.
Where can we go? I saw this chipped piece of wood, like wood paneling that was chipped.
It's essentially an apologies, Brian, because I'm realizing, and I don't think we would need it right now for this moment, because it's very, very similar to the layout over here, except it's simply been split in two. And stretching where these rooms would be is a hallway.
Okay.
And that's leading, he sort of points, and there's this chip in the wood that is in this sort of top floor landing. And Sheena sort of puts to it and describes her struggle. And kind of
like a false door or a false...
No. I'm just showing it to you. And she leads up, and there's essentially, a hallway that leads down into a very nice sort of window, and these sort of bay windows. And then a northern room and a southern room. And you get the sense that the northern room was the room of Master Salen. It's much more akin to a suite. It's larger. The southern room...
I open it, I go in. Is there anybody in there?
There's nobody in, but give me either a perception or investigation.
13.
Okay, so you move through the space. Wide queen-size bed, as we would think of it now, but for the time, an enormous bed. And, but what appears to be some disarray. The bed's not made. You see hanging open a wide closet that isn't closed. You see some stacked clothes, some of which that have streamed over, piled on the floor as something. There is a desk and kind of dresser set, two separate standing wooden objects on the northernmost side of this room. You move through it.
Go check the Lord Commander's and see if there's any trace here.
And he's not with you. He's back.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just me. It's me
you by yourself. Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't want to do that. Okay. Why wouldn't they come with me? All right. They wanted to go downstairs.
You go back, and you see only Sybil is there. And he's holding in his hand this healing potion.
And this is downstairs, or is this back in the hallway? I'm sorry, did I go back down? I went downstairs?
You went back to the top floor landing. The very top right here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And where there is on the bottom floor this large dining room, on the top floor is a room of equal size that is essentially like an empty, like, grand balcony that, like, looks over this thing. You imagine there's, like, been a bunch of fucking events where, Lord Protector just whines off and on about whatever the fuck. And then to the west of the map, as we're looking at it, on the first floor are servants' quarters, but above it are guest quarters, the northernmost room which you are now leaving and walking back to this upstairs landing. You find at the very top of it, Bushelon alone. The two other dwarves, Sybil and Breck, are not there. And he is just holding, raised in his hand, this lesser healing potion.
Bushelon. We need to continue to search.
Yeah, I know what we need to do, boy.
Are you okay?
Not particularly, no. I don't know where, and I'm a bit worried to go up there. I've never been inside the Lord Protector's house, but I assume this is his quarters. He's staring to the east, the opposite direction. from which you came. Come on.
Does he seem like
He seems
trans?
he seems like
Or
this
he was
is he seems like he is a man that's put in 22 years as the captain of a guard of a port city that has dealt with some rough seamen and some crooky merchants. There was a murder 2 nights ago at the menagerie. And the fact that now he's coming close to midnight and finding the body of a serving woman that actually has acted as a midwife to half the town has him pushed beyond limits he's had previously tested.
Oshalan, I need you. You're the strength of the city. I need your help. I can't be in here by myself. If you're afraid, which you should be.
I'm not afraid, boy. I'm not afraid. I
need you. Martha needs you. The town needs you. We need to find the Lord Protector.
should have brought this fucking thing with me. I had a chance. Fucking hell.
You live in regret. There's no way to go forward.
Yeah, you're right.
Do we leave the mansion now or do we press on? You tell me. I can't be here without you. Do you want to go back? We can go back.
And give me a persuasion check at advantage and grant yourself a point of persuasion. I mean of DM inspiration, Coleridge.
Well, the natural one. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? All right. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
I love it. Get it.
I don't think that's really how it works. All right. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, it's just a 10.
Wow. Well, on something that I'm certainly even regretting making you roll for, because I rolled a Constitution save for him that was very poor, and then honestly, this is why one of the many reasons I love playing D&D with you, Brian. But but you see him, you rest a hand on him, and there's like a brief coloring as his eyes dart away, embarrassed. Of course. We gotta find him, Lord Derek. He points to this eastern.
Where is Sheena at this moment?
Sheena is not there. And let's say you ask him, I sent her downstairs. Find what they can. They said that Brett came back and, well, Maxine, who I sent over to the Backbrooks, he hasn't joined up yet. Don't make sense to me, so I sent Brack to go see what's what at the Backbrooks, and then I myself was a bit, well, you see the same colouring raise in his cheeks. Sheena and Sybil, they went downstairs to see if they could find anything. And side note, you're absolutely right, Marco. Good to see you, brother. And a brief aside, I rarely do this, but I just love Marco. Marco DeSuno is the name of the Parrot Folk character in the Tuesday campaign.
Hey.
Sorry to break it, but just to dot back in.
He's on the canon.
Yeah, exactly. He's a real one. But you see the embarrassment as sort of flushed and with an inability to give answers. This captain of the guard has completely failed both his constituents and his own men, but is somewhat rallied by your own need and DM persuasion. You guys are now moving into this eastern chamber. And you see it's essentially a large entryway into an area that on the other side, the western edge that mirrors this house on the top floor, is just an entire room. It's enormous. There's a grand post bed. There's also sort of a circular day bed in the middle. You kind of get to feel a little bit like, what's going on with Lord Derek? Like, he doesn't have any kids. He's not married. There's also like an enormous area that has a trifold
Lord
kind
God does not judge.
blockade and a tri-tiered mirror. And an enormous kind of dressing room with this kind of wrapped around, about 12 foot tall, separate mirror from the trifold. As you move into this space, give me either investigation or persuasion, again at advantage, as you now have the captain of the guard helping.
All right, natural 20.
Let's fucking get it.
All right. Whew, God, I rolled a 3. I had done like 1, 2, 4, now 3, and then I got the 20. All right, let's go.
Let's get it. So as you are walking through, the first thing you immediately notice, and perhaps in a brief moment you're like, Sheena, okay, you were worth something. You see another clip and sort of a break in this very fine inlaid wooden floor. It appears like drag marks. There's an area where as you move by instinct to the northern part, whereas there's this sort of dressing area and this partition that stands up, this standing kind of large closet space. You also see a separate kind of dressing mirror that's very, very ornately and garishly, this sort of wide oval about 12 feet tall, and then this separate trifold that is essentially like a floor-to-ceiling near, like dressing mirror. And you see that the very bottom of it has been shattered, as if it's either been struck or kicked. You move around that and you find another area where this floor has been scratched. You're like, okay, shit. Struggle, resistance, violence.
Yeah. Bottom of the mirror was smashed, and they went through. And behind, is there any trail? I see the struggle, and I see the chip. Does it lead to any place in this? What I'm imagining, a large bedroom chamber or dressing chamber,
Yeah.
right?
This is essentially like the master bedroom, that instead of having like an adjunct top floor lounge or playroom or study, has just turned it all into the master.
Okay.
And and you sort of check the northmost space, you're like, okay, shit, this is definitely, there's a fight. You go through some of the dresser space and then the closet space. You find like an enormous amount of like oils, of tinctures. You actually find one of the herbal mixtures that had been peddled by Bram Bundlebrook. And as you sort of move through that into the closet, nothing amiss in the closet. Again, like it's not like, it's almost like folded up and tucked away, but it's bigger than it looks from the outside. And there's an enormous variety. I mean, there's about 65 different dressing options. The man has 10 different coats. You're like, God damn. Part of you's like, should I steal some of this? You step back outside into the main area. And as you move into the actual bedroom, you see flecks of blood. And you see that it leads essentially like towards the bed, which beneath the actual bed posts and sort of, legs of the bed is a very, very wide rug made out of hide, similar to other rugs you've seen throughout the house.
Flecks of blood like leading, and it's like a 4-post bed, very large, but there's nobody in the bed.
No.
Is there anybody under the bed?
You look down. You see an area, and I'm just, in my mind, a lot of this is this 20. This is like, I mean, I was going to tell you a lot of this, but I love it. You're sort of actively already moving through the space, which is great, and justifies the natural 20. But you do see that there is a center part of this hide rug that is mottled black, presumably with blood.
Start just pulling it.
So,
Shalom, give me a hand.
All right, then, come on, 3. He sort of rips back with you, and you guys pull it back. And there is about a 4-by-4 door, more like a hatch, that it itself is covered in blood, viscous material.
Is the blood warm?
You touch it. It's colder than Martha's. Give me a perception check.
Natural one.
You hear
Well,
as lightning crashes outside the house.
Shalom. We open this door. Maybe the end of this night. The end of both of us. But I think we have to open it now.
I mean, do we though? Lord Derek is the priority in my mind. Let's just see if he's there. We'll crack it and look.
Sure. Help me. So let's do it quietly. And I take one corner, he takes the other, and we try to lift it up. And
Almost like a fitted piece, it pops loose, the wood. Give it here. And you guys are both sort of like underneath the, it's raised, I mean, about 15, 16 inches. It's a little bit easier for you than it is for this barrel-chested half-dwarf. But as you guys are sort of, you're, I mean, like underneath, I mean, you're like in, like chest to belly, this blood of this hide rug that, yes, you've pulled back, but still covers this floor. And as you pop this hatch door loose, what would greet any other creature would be darkness. But you see into it. And you hear furtive laughter, Coleridge. It's all a dance, isn't it, boy? Your vision, this dark vision extended, this devil's sight. You see what appears to be a hollowed out, it's a ladder that leads down about 6-7 feet. The space itself appears to be stone. You see bits of what appear to be like material. You can't really make it out. Powder, twine. But in the foot by foot, without going down there, there's not really much you could see.
See through here. Doesn't look like anyone's down there.
You can see into that. He was just like fidgeting about, trying to see if he had a candle or something.
Yes, the black clouds when the storm comes. Quillen helps me see through those, so sometimes I see through the dark just as well.
Just as well is right. Well, come on.
Yeah. Let's go quietly, maybe.
Hey. Captain! Captain! You hear Sybil shouting from downstairs. Get me. Oh, he sort of bangs his head on the top of the bed, scooches back. Good Lord. Oh, my God. Well, at least I look like I tried to do something. You see, he sort of refuses to not stop beating himself up, but he does sort of pat off and try to remove this blood. Doesn't seem bothered by it. Clearly a man that's been through some level of shit. But you... Are you going downstairs?
Through the trap door? Or
yeah. Well, I'm asking... Yeah.
Is he getting up to go back?
You told him you didn't see anybody in there. He's sort of starting to push back, or he was kind of on the fence, but then from downstairs, one of the other guardsmen yelled. So he, in his haste to move back, banged his head, but is now scooching out from under the Lord Protector's bed. You are still beneath it.
Bushalan, if I drop down to the room below, do you know how to get there from downstairs with your men?
Whoa.
You can get below this, right? You understand where this room will lead. If I think the study to the right of the doors, and then there's a doorway to the north. I think that might get you there. Try to find me.
All right, I mean, just below. You want me to go downstairs? And again, Captain!
Go get your men. Bring them to me, please. Do not leave me here, Bushalan. Do not leave me alone.
Well, I'm coming, lads. I'm on my way. Now, hold up now. If there's nothing in there, why go down, huh?
This is where the trail leads us. This is where the wind takes us, Bushalan.
I can't argue with that. Well, he sort of does the kind of spatial math in his head. All right, I'll go down the stairs and I can stand beneath this area on the first floor if that's what you're after.
Yes, with men. Go.
All right. He
As he
back.
leaves, I'll drop down this trap.
Sure. The first thing that meets you is the smell. Acidic, swampy. There's a moistness to the air that is not justified. And as you feel the space and look about it, it's still like extremely dark. You see essentially shelves on what would be the east-west side of this room, and to the north-south, blank or naked walls. But give me a perception or investigation check.
5.
So you move through the space. You find glassware. Some of it empty, some of it broken. A lot of it like just previously dusty and no longer there. You see areas where there is like a dust ring, but now no bottle, no vial. You sort of move hastily. You see at some point that there appears like there's been almost like indentation in some of the stone. Not really sure about all that. And there's something that's driving you crazy, Coleridge. I mean, it actually happened to you earlier in the night whenever you'd stepped into the fullness of this new risen moon for the first time. But you'd failed a wisdom save and briefly seen this gutting world of abyss and fire. You'd heard a voice, perhaps not unsimilar to the laughter you'd heard moments ago. But something about that pulls at your memory. It tingles. And you can't quite take it all the way there.
There's no doors to this room? Just naked walls?
Just naked walls. With a 5, that is.
Yeah. And the smell, can I follow that smell to a source?
Unfortunately, with a 5, no.
Okay. So this is just a dead end. I will go. All right.
Give me another perception check.
Well, I want to. I'm kind of going around the walls and just kind of pushing my hands along the walls to see if there's any, because I know there has to be another entrance than underneath the bed of this guy's room. It doesn't make sense to me, so I'm just kind of slowly, meticulously doing that. 17.
Cool. So that was meant to be sort of a general perception check. If you are, after an initial investigation, essentially trying to look about, examine further, looking for exits, entry points.
Yeah.
You roll a 17 on this perception check. And the floor is bare, is stone. And it's laid stone. And with the exception of kind of the north-south walls, which again have like kind of this weird like indentation, some of it seems random, but the floor itself is rough-hewn, laid brick. And you do not see an exit, an entry. You hear muffled shouts. All right, we're down here below now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, where do they come from?
From below your feet.
From below my feet?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm like halfway. So like spatially, like the second floor is like 30 feet up, and like I'm like 15 feet, and he's 15, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, little more squeezed you would take from like looking around the space, but yes.
Okay.
More or less.
I'll start banging on the floor, and yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me? Yeah,
we hear you down here. Why is he asking if we hear him? Of course we do.
Is there anything? Is there any false ceiling? Any doorway there? I can't find a way out of this.
Well, we're standing in the library right now. I see a bunch of books. Don't quite see anything immediately.
Is there a smell? Do you smell something?
Just Sybil? Oh, come on. You didn't have to see. There's
humor.
There
yeah,
is...
and I'm just still going around, just frustrated. Yeah, just looking around this room for any sort of thing. And there's nothing in the stone. There's nothing. All right, so I give up. I'll go. I probably can't get back up the thing.
There's a ladder. No, there's a ladder. It, like I said, it extends about 6-7 feet. Like this is, like you are almost at. I mean, you could probably reach up and grab the top of this, but almost like a half ladder, step ladder style. That's just a single kind of 2 pieces of wood and then steps.
And there's nothing in here. There's like glass vials or stuff.
You walk in, square room. It's about 8 by 8. It's only about a little bit less than 7 feet tall. East-west matching shelving that are just crudely kind of built into the actual walls. Much of it is empty, with the exception of a vial that does have some weird kind of like dark substance. It's sort of haphazardly like on its side. You see several broken vials, and then you see the rings of what look like potions or beakers or larger bowls, something. The northwest walls are blank stone, again, this laid brick, but appear to have like tracings and inlaid. And I would say, just because I'm a kind and benevolent DM.
No, I don't want you to be. I'll take the stuff and just,
No. I didn't mean it as a judgment at all.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, give me either a religion or an arcana check.
13.
In which one is it?
Either. I have +2 in both, and I rolled an 11.
Well, but yeah,
I'm proficient in both. So which one I was doing?
Yeah.
I am about to do religion, and then I just kind of shake my head and just starting to believe your own con.
The Coleridge. Worst.
Son of a bitch, Coleridge. All right, and arcana for sure.
Cool. I love that. That's so good and so true. You hear more muffled shouts from below your feet, but deep in thought, you continue. The space itself is like, what the fuck is this? And honestly doesn't 100% make sense structurally within the build out of this house. But they can hear you. So it's like, shit, am I physically here? Like, am I here in this house? Like, what is this? It's like a little build out cube. Like, what the fuck's going on? And, but there's a sense from the vial, certainly, from the broken beakers and the absence of such, but also the tracings of something, rune work, spell work, iconography. This is a space that was built with the intention of some sort of arcane divine or purpose. It was built as a means to an end.
They're crafting something in here. Okay. I'll crawl out. And I'll take the vial that with the dark liquid. And were those other potions full, those rings, or were they empty? Those beakers.
Oh, they were empty. Yeah.
They're empty. I'll take two empty beakers, and then the vial. And I'll be careful with the vial.
Sure.
Kind of wrap it in something. Is it sticky? Is there anything on the side?
Shit my ass, dude. Shit my ass.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll do it myself. I already did. Okay. Double honk. Need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
10.
Ooh. Damn, dude. Rolled 2 4s on it too. You take 8 points of force damage as you sort of step through, descending down. What you don't see is the brief flash as you break about the second, third rung, and darting out from this space come flashes of thin slivers of arcane force. You take 8 points of force damage. You then loiter in this space for a bit, check it out, investigate poorly, investigate better, and then hear the shouting of members of the Watch of Ukalan beneath you. You now... yeah.
I'll carefully go out. Sure.
And define carefully for me what's going on.
I'm just checking to see if there's any traps about wherever that force kind of damage came from, but...
Yeah, give me another investigation check.
12.
12, cool. Damn, you're like looking, you're like, where did it even fucking come from? Yeah. Where did the fucking missiles come from? See nothing. You don't feel like it's trapped?
Well, I'll climb up.
Okay, cool. You climb up. You again sort of belly over the side, the top of this thing, and press your will down. Come on, we gotta go, quick! And again, you hear or actually, you didn't hear it either time because of poor perception rolls. A piercing cry. The moving of footfalls. A hurried discussion from the floor below you.
All right, I'll run. Yeah,
you run down. Yeah. Just stay here, Sheena. All right. Look, I need all my cane. Brett, Sybil, both you guys. Fuck, what the hell's Maxine doing? Why isn't he even here? Good, perfect timing, Brother Thomas. If there is some aid that can be rendered, and again you see like, give me an insight check.
2.
This is a man that is in the midst of dealing with crisis.
Sure.
If there is something you can do, come with us. We just heard a cry from further down the street, and well, if Maxine ain't back, just come on. You guys
have that healing potion.
Yeah.
And I show my wounds, which I assume are bloody, kind of through my robe.
He holds it up and give me a persuasion check.
With advantage because I'm an actor?
Right now you're Brother Thomas. You know what I mean? Which
Okay.
like is Coleridge.
Got it. Okay.
Right? Right? Like, is sort of how it hits me in this moment.
So 8.
8, okay. Well, I don't quite know if we'll come across another situation like Martha. Now I look, and I can see him. It was the little room, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Does anybody know if you can drink half of this? Does it work like that? He's sort of looking about the guards. They sort of don't know.
I follow you to the south then.
Come on.
Let's go.
You guys run out again. Feels like a storm is descending. If anything, the rain has intensified. It falls in sheets diagonally across the thick cobblestone of this northern stretch of Oaklawn. Hesitant to run, but moving briskly, is Bouchelon. Behind them, Sybil and Breck. Give me a perception check. You know what? Give me a straight one, and instead of rolling disadvantage twice, or 4 times rather, I'll just roll for... Jesus Christ, that was bad. Give me a straight perception.
18.
You don't see much amiss. Like, you're like looking and you're listening. You see some areas where there is still a lantern or a candelabra set burning in a downstairs, lounge or living room. Doesn't appear to be people within it. But as you move back, and now you've traveled 4 minutes, 5. Well, goddamn, we're pretty much then back at the Backbrooks. You see, having stepped through this front doorway, an entryway not unlike this manor house, but somewhere you'd stepped through 3 days ago and been met by Lady Backbrook before being introduced to her husband. You see the door to the Backbrook estate is ajar.
After you, Captain Bouchon.
Hey, boys. Sybil, go around back and see if there's anything going on. And I should have just dropped this for you, Bri, but I'll just drop it in there for people to see. Better feel of that room. You guys, you lead up to this room. And as you do, and with that 18 perception check, you move into this space, and again, it is still, almost too still. Don't worry, my darling, don't worry. Please, come on. Oh my God, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? You hear like the struggle. Step back! You hear the struggle of what appears like almost like keys or flares before there's the pop of light illuminate this upstairs space. And you see framed in this glowing like purple red light, almost like an arcane flare, the hunched and worried face of Badrin Backbrook. The hell's going on? Who are you? Name yourself! Name yourself!
Lord Backbrook, it's Brother Thomas, and this is Captain Bouchon. We sent some soldiers and guard here to find Tylus. The Lord Commander has been seized or taken. His servants have been murdered, and we believe that you are in danger yourself. Did guard come here and find Tylus?
What is it? We just found... We just woke up ourselves. There was talk.
Bouchon, are your men here?
I don't know. What are you doing inside? Tyler! The empty night greets you. He pushes now down, descending. You're still like at the bottom, like in this larger entryway. And it's worth noting...
The door was open, Lord Backbrook. We thought you were... the door was wide open. We thought there was struggle.
What the hell is going on here tonight? I'd like to know. Someone needs to know. My wife heard the sound of struggle. What was it, darling? Glass. Yes, it sounded like glass breaking, my lord. Brother Thomas, the night keep you. Bouchelon, men... You see immediately kind of pressing back, and it's weird because it's been days, but it feels like longer to that Coleridge, or shall I say, Brother Thomas, for intents of understanding this moment right now.
Okay, well,
yeah.
So basically we're inside the house.
Yes.
There's no sign of Tylus. There's no sign of the guardsmen.
No.
And it's just, and he's coming down, and they're in their like night gowns, kind of thing. Lord Backbrook. And again, when I was here before, a few days ago, you remember this, yes?
Of course, when you were here, we sail tomorrow, Brother Thomas. What do you mean, do I remember? Of course I do.
Something attacked us, not you, but you and your wife, in your greenhouse. What was it?
Well, it was a plant of some kind, a creeper. I don't know. It was. Let me be serious, my lord. It was almost like a petal itself became ooze. And this is Lady Backbrook speaking. And then
I'm just trying to find out if they really are who they are, and I think that passed the test for me. That they would know. All right. And do you know where your man Tylus is?
He should be downstairs, damn it. Tylus! And he's now like stepping forward through this like kind of glass foyer, this very wide living room. You guys are now down in the downstairs, moving through what is essentially like a bunch, like an entire, downstairs window set that constitutes like a kitchen and a living room and bleeds into this backyard that, instead of it being like a topiary and a maze, as is, featured at the Lord Protector's, the Backbrooks have put in this very large glass greenhouse.
Okay. And is there any sound of a struggle? I'm confused, Bouchon. You said that we had to move quickly because there was a struggle. Do you know where the struggle is?
That was that was us.
Who told you?
Well, no, I don't. I heard a scream, my lords. Was that? No, forgive me. That was me, lords. I heard the glass break, and I woke from a horrible dream. A dream like nothing I've ever dreamed before. Excuse me, darling, but this isn't the time for recounting dreams. Tylus should be here, and if he's not, then there's something amiss. You see him sort of poking out. Well, damn.
Where was this glass breaking? Do you remember where that was?
Give me a perception check with advantage, as all of you, and it's dark, but not for you.
15.
Jesus Christ. I rolled 2 straight rolls for the 5 people recommended here. And I rolled 2 6s. You see they're kind of like moving quickly, and there's a bit more attention being paid between Bouchelon, this half-dwarf, captain of the guard, to the Backbrooks themselves, this, sort of lord and lady that are themselves human and don't have dark vision and aren't really seeing quite well. You see this wide bay of, ceiling to floor window, built into which are sets of doors that do lead into this back house. And you see shattered is a lower area of window. The part of it is cracked, but it is completely gone.
Here, this is a...
Oh my God.
Came in or out. Here, stand back. And light. Does anyone have light here? Can you see?
Darling,
Does any
please. You see her sort of going and fitting, her hand shaking, but igniting a oil lantern.
stand back? If they were coming in, the glass would be more on this side. If they were leaving, the glass would be more on the other side. How does it look? How does it look?
You immediately see that it is, and excuse me, let me just add this real quick. You immediately see that the glass breaks outward.
Outward. They left. They were here and they went out.
Oh,
I'll open.
shall we then?
I've been injured this evening. Do you have any sort of remedy here in the house? Here, step through this glass door, and I may not step back
Brother
this way.
Thomas, I'm so sorry to hear that. Of course, my darling. You see Lady Backbrook step forward and again sort of pull out from what we won't define as either a welcome or unwelcome bosom this same sort of copper sniffer box, which she cracks open in front of you. Take a deep breath.
Again, you're my life. My back.
She touches your arm. As you have saved mine. You regain...
Still working. They aren't who they say they are. However, what options do I have?
You can give me another insight check. You regain 6 hit points.
Okay.
And forgive me just one second as I need to find the... Excuse me just one moment, y'all. I just want to drop this in for you guys.
Oof. As you are, yeah, I have a above the table question that
Shoot.
I might not. So when I was being held, person,
Yes.
he stabbed me, right? Did he do
No,
damage?
he didn't. He didn't.
He just cut my hair. Because I have 20 hit points, but I had marked 11 that I only had 11 remaining, so that force damage took me down to 3.
Whew.
But if it's 11 remaining, that's an old note. Unless he was stabbing me during that.
No, he didn't. He was about to, but you successfully passed a deception check.
Okay.
And let me just tell you right now, bro, that dagger would have been on fire.
Okay, cool. So I'm feeling great, and I'm thanking her. Otherwise, I need another sniff of her bosom box. Okay. All right.
Don't call it that. And yeah, you
Cannon, dude.
Cannon, dude. It's bosom box, dude. You see this glass shattered in the back here.
Yeah. All right. Let us. This is kind of where we had the fight. No, we had the fight upstairs, I think. But yeah, We'll go in. I'll go in.
To the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'll kind of take out the daggers. Just on guard.
Titus! Give me an investigation or perception check.
10.
10. Okay.
Oh, and I'm trying to see, is there any more of that smell? That kind of putrid smell.
Yeah.
I remember it.
So, sorry, I'm just dropping you in a little bit more. Cool. Cool. So you, with a 10, you step forward. The smell is that very sort of pleasant wet grass and petrichor. Not unpleasant at all. It actually grows as you step forward. Like, damn, I remember this space, but you're obviously leery, wary, seeing better than anyone else.
Yeah.
And stepping with you and still holding the lantern is Lord Backbrook, as well as, we'll say, Sybil and Bouchelin.
Are you on, Lord Backbrook?
And you see a pair of legs flopped out, breaking over the long stem of what appears to be several orchids. One of them, the stem being broken by one of these feet. The torso hidden in this overflow of foliage.
human legs, short little gnome legs.
You have to get a little closer, I think.
Sure, I'll get a little closer.
They appear
Well,
to be
yeah, I think it's
a medium-sized creature. You don't recognize it from the waist down. We'll call that a dick check. You don't. I mean, they're humanoid. They don't appear to be gnomish.
Does it look like? Do you see the body there? That your man Tyler.
Oh my God, it is. Help me,
Stand back.
Bouchelon, help me.
I went into a place that was trapped and got struck by some sort of magic. Be careful. You venture forward.
Right, of course I shall be, but Bouchelon, if you wouldn't mind, good sir, help me with my man. Oh God, Tyson, and you smell it now. The smell of bowels, of having been emptied. It's quite unpleasant. But you pull out and undrag. You see Tylus. This half plate torn. Blood and an open gash, the wounds of which appear to be partly cauterized, blackened. His hair a mat of gore and his own blood.
Is he? Lady Backbrook.
She's not with you.
Go get the lady and her powder. Perhaps we can bring him back. Does he seem alive, or is he just dead?
Give me a medicine check. Wow, that's a gigantic boy.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, the DC on this was 8. He seems dead, but you're not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Go. Well, I'll go run and get her. I'll go. I know where she is. Lady Backbrook. Tylus is here. He's been injured. He's near death's door, if not dead already. Do we have anything for him? Will this powder work for that?
Tylus, please, darling. Tylus has fallen. Here, come. Go upstairs. Grab mine. Go upstairs and grab mine. Of course, darling, of course. She scurries away, again, kind of like in the rain, and in between these like 20, 30 feet of well-manicured grass that lead between this sort of glass back door in the back of the house and this greenhouse. He takes this left thing, and you're not really sure the mechanics, but there's probably not a lot of charges left in this snuffer box. He goes. You see like this spilling forward, still like black and matted, this deep gored wounds, this half plate ruined, the metal of it sundered. My God, oh my God. Oh. I failed you. You see, he's like,
What's happened to this to you?
Exactly, Brother Thomas. You see, like, Tylus's eyes going to you and falling, and he feels like absolute garbage. I'm so sorry, Lord Backbrook. There's no need. Come on, you. What happened? What did you see? I don't know. It was so hard to tell in the darkness. I did have my glowstone on me. Where is it? You see him like looking. It's somewhere here. You see he's like.
The glowstone. Who did this to you?
It was a dwarf. I don't know. It's someone smaller than me. I saw a shadow, unless my eyes were playing tricks on me. They were moving within the greenhouse. They seemed to be doing something. I heard a noise, but I called out and I heard stillness. And whenever I stepped within, something overcame me. It was like a sundering of my own mind. I don't know how to describe it. I swear to you, it was magic that took me. Something took me. Of course, Tylus, your ability and your character are not in question here. And around this time, here, my darling, sort of catching her breath short, comes, and you see like a wide stem, what appears to be like a ring, like a very chunky ring with like a raised lidded, what you could almost think to take like an inkwell or a paint well. But in this case, thank you so much. Sort of taking it off and kissing the hand, prying open this ring. He gives it to Tylus. Oh, shit. Who regains 4 additional hit points. Thank you.
Enough. Let's start a war.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
So you were overcome by magic, and then what did you do? Do you remember? Did you kill a dwarf, Tylus? Did you fight a dwarf?
I just saw it. It was like a dagger, like fire. It erupted, and then I struck back, and I could see a face. It was shorter than me. It was closer to the ground, that I know. It had hair that was parted in two ways. I don't know. And then, and after that, as I moved forward to loose my short sword, something took my mind. I feel like if you hadn't woken me here, I might not have woken at all.
I doubt that you would have.
He starts moving in all fours.
I know of this dwarven person. This is kind of a new person because all the refiners are elvish.
He doesn't know. He doesn't. It seems to me at minimum this is not a dwarf. You're not sure if this is a dwarf, a half dwarf, a gnome, a halfling, a child.
But not an elf.
But not an elf. Presumably.
It could have been a gnome. Was it Marshall? Marshall is missing as well. Marshall's your friend.
What?
Marshall,
who we drank with tonight.
Yes, and you were praying with in the temple.
Boy.
Was it him? He's missing.
Don't know. Does
the hair that he described remind me of Marshall?
It could have been, I guess. Why?
Did Marshall have split? You kind of like had said it was like split down the middle, the hair, like kind of off to the side in kind of this wide bush. Was it? Is that my memory of Marshall?
Describe it again to me. Sorry, I was just double checking.
But it was how you just described it. How Tylus described it as someone smaller than him with like hair that was out in 2 places. I was imagining like 2 like Cocoa Puff kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like puffs out here that were like wild and entangled.
Margel had blonde hair that was pulled back, 2 ponytails.
2 ponytails. Okay, which that matches his description. That matches your description.
Well, I suppose, but
Is it Marshall?
No, it's not Margel.
How do you know?
Because it wouldn't be. It can't be. He looks, and Lord Backbrook's face is neutral. You see, Brecht, who's there, standing next to this captain of the guard, to Bougelon. You see him also just sort of pensive, taking in, perhaps thinking the same thoughts you're thinking. No!
Tylus, why would they kill you and not the Backbrooks?
Because I stand in the way of them robbing or doing whatever needed doing. Help me find it. You see him moving about the space and pulling open the lid. Jesus Christ, I can't roll for shit. Give me an investigation or persuasion or perception check.
9.
Okay.
He's looking for his glowstone?
Everyone is garbage, yes. You see you guys moving through the space, and now
Wait, what's so important about your glowstone? Why do you need your glowstone
I want
so
to
much?
explain. I want to see what happened here. You see he's sort of moving about the space.
Okay, everyone.
I don't know. I didn't see a face. I just saw stature, and then I called out and I moved forward, and like I said, there was this flash, and I felt the strike of this flame take me, and as I moved forward with my sword, my mind, my wits, my control, it left me. My consciousness shortly after. And listen to me. I've served in hairier shit than this. It was magic, okay?
No one disbelieves you, Tylus.
You have to, and he's like completely, he's like talking 150% to Lord Backbrook. There's no need for you to be. Your loyalty and ability are not in question. Brother Thomas is right. Something is happening here tonight. You hear Well, yeah.
Who else is in danger? Who else is in danger?
Tylis looks to Lord Backbrook. Well, is Lady Backbrook, is she well? Yes, of course. She's inside right now. Well, and Ambassadors? Sleeping soundly in his room. You saw it as such? You saw him? Well, no, I didn't see it with my own eyes, but...
No sight of any refiners. The Basilisk. And Basilisk is your son, correct?
Yes, he is my son. And
let's go find him.
As you guys are sort of there, there's this pop of light. As sort of halfway into the bushes, you see Bouchelon. Thank you so much. I love you, Marco. Pulls up a glowing circular stone that does appear inlaid with this script, this circular rune work. I assume this is it? Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for that. He takes it and sort of pats this captain of the guard on the shoulder and turns back. And as he does, you see him see, and then you see yourself. Excuse me. Something not dissimilar, actually, to what you saw in a bag of charcoal, Coleridge. Or we'll just say Brother Thomas. What appeared to be a well-made, thin, silver... I described it as like a twin-pointed kebab.
A tuning fork. Mine was gold, though, right?
Perhaps. Yours was gold. This is silver.
Oh, okay. And what that's what he is holding up? He's holding up a silver one of these? That's what... No, he found a stone. But where did we find... So the captain of the guard found the stone, right? And yes.
As that happens, he holds it up, right? And he sort of proffers it back to Tylis, who is the owner of this stone, right? So he takes it. As he's doing that, he turns back around and illuminating the space, just sort of, with this aided light, he sees like in the walkway, like in the middle of the space, not kind of hidden in the struggle in the midst the plants, like this light stone, this glowstone, this silver tuning fork.
I'm so sorry. I don't understand. So what is the light is emitting from a stone? The stone has a light, and the light is just like is showing like a hologram of a tuning fork?
No, it was a completely dark space. You rolled very poorly on investigation and perception.
Oh, and so on the ground is a tuning fork.
Correct.
From the correct. Okay, and I see that.
And everyone sees it. Yes.
What is this?
I don't know. It's not mine, certainly, my lord. I've never seen this before in my life. What? I don't know. What is it? He steps forward. Tylis bends down, picks it up. I don't... No idea.
Can I see it, then?
Sure.
And I pick it up. Does it look... I mean, it looks very similar to the one I have, except for it's silver and mine's gold. Right? Does it feel...
So...
As I kind of looking at it, I want to say...
You're touching it. You take it.
Yeah. If he allows me.
Sure.
Yeah. With his permission. And then I kind of say... Your son, though. We should find your son. Tylis, can you move? Are you well enough to move?
Yes, I can.
We should stay together, yes?
Around this time, you hear a... No! No! Everyone sort of turns back, entryway. Lady Backbrook, sprinting out. I assume you're running with.
Yeah, we run with.
No! My son! My son! You hear the cries from the top floor. Tylis, Bouchelon, the trailing guards, Lord Backbrook. I mean, it's a scramble, all of you moving. I think you... And this is only just coloring this moment, Brother Thomas. This is, you tell me if not. But I think in this immediate haste, this response, Tylis needing to prove this to Lord Backbrook. Lord Backbrook hearing the cry of his wife. Standing there seeing his sworn guardsman, someone that also is his drinking buddy and his confidant on days off.
Sure.
Nearly slain. saved only by the courtesy of death saving throws, if we're being candid. And as they're rushing in, and as probably still, the embarrassment is lost, but there's a sense of ownership and purpose, perhaps that's never been felt by any of these guards, but certainly Bouchillon. They start sprinting inside, breaking through the rain, through this glass door into this, southern area, and towards the upstairs. And I think out of instinct, you give way.
Oh, for sure. And I palm the fork and kind of hope everyone forgets about it. I will follow them, but from a distance, and look around for anything else. I mean,
sure. Give me another investigation or perception check.
Well, I want to focus the perception a little bit, trying to trace back. They came in through the bottom of that glass. How did they? Who came in there? So was Tylus there? And because it looks like a small gnomish figure would have done it, and it was small down to the mirror was broken at the base as well. Martha was cut at the neck. She could have been sitting down or something like that. Okay. I'm just looking for small entrance ways. Like now I'm focusing my perception on things low. Like how did somebody get into this space in like a low setting is what I'm looking for. Okay. Now I'll
copy that. Really copy that. No, it does. It does. I appreciate that description.
Yeah, just a 9. Okay. Just a 9.
So you're moving through, and there's a part of you like to really get all the way there, especially in this greenhouse, to really be able to investigate it, to fully feel like you've exhausted the potential of finding information or items or entryways.
Yeah, I want to get out of the greenhouse. Like, how do they get into the because the greenhouse isn't the outside, right? Like, the greenhouse
it stands alone in the backyard. Correct.
Oh, it's in the backyard. Okay, so I'm looking around the backyard.
Okay, got it. Copy that.
That same kind of thing. Yeah.
So that actually lowers the DC a little bit, but you rolled a 9. So the rain thunders around you, and man, like it is still sheets of rain. These like huge, heavy drops. You've already been wet, so stepping back into it isn't that big of a deal. But you look up, and just flashing is this enormous lightning storm. Yet broken, piercing through the midst of it, is this waxing half moon. Its pale blue light, heating your flesh, beckoning you.
I don't want to look at the moon. Fuck.
Your eyes glance away. And you make your way around it. You don't find... You're like, fuck, you're looking in, like, there's an area where you're like, shit, is that a footprint? If so, it's definitely gnomish. You get there and you can't be certain. You check for entry points. You're not afraid to get within, and unless someone dug, then they couldn't get in. It is worth noting that the entirety of this space is glass, but you don't find any physical entryways, hidden doors, anything like that.
Right. I'll go back into the house and join the rest of the group.
No. Anything and everyone. What do you mean you can't find him? Where the fuck is he?
Well, is he gone? Your son?
And like he is talking right now to Bouchillon. He's like, well, sort of a thing. That's why I was on the run. No, I have the Lord Protector wasn't in his home. He glances at you. He's kind of on his heels now. Bouchillon is. There was signs of a struggle. There was blood we found in his bedroom. So right now there's enormous concern. I do have a sending stone that on the morrow will be refreshed. I don't give a damn what you fucking have. And you sort of rush in and he hears this. He's like, yes! He's gone, bastard! He is gone. And you see like shell-shocked, like other side on now having been sort of brought down this lower level, this sort of wide tea room that originally you'd been greeted and sat for some time with Lady Backbrook. She is now completely white. I mean, just absolutely bloodless, near catatonic, and seems like her eyes look like they're smiling, and her mind and mouth looks like she's almost to the end of some extremely complicated solution.
Lady Backbrook. If
Yeah.
he's gone, he's gone. He's not here, which is
Darling.
better than him being dead. But he's in great danger. He's been taken by refiners. He's been taken by those elven, the Forge Keeper, Master Celine.
What?
This
Why
is
the who in the hell would want to take my son?
they. This information has all come fresh to me today, and it could just be.
Give me a deception check.
What? Okay, sure. And I don't get advantage because of Brother Thomas.
Well,
It's fine.
no, and no, you know what?
And-
Give me a quick second, because I am not one to deny an ability, especially when it's raw, baby boy. I guess in my mind, your person, and your voice, that there's no difference between Brother Thomas and Coleridge in my mind. But maybe that's not the case.
No, I mean, very, very, yeah. Coleridge is. No, this is a role. Like I'm playing a role for sure.
Right.
Like Coleridge is the opposite of pious. If there are gods, then let them be smited.
Totally. Oh no, I feel
You
that.
know,
I get that.
like Coleridge is definitely of the different.
So
No, I don't know, but it's up to you. I mean,
no.
but yeah, like because I never am acting like Coleridge because there's no reason to. I think maybe if we were like in a
100%.
party, like that there would be like a reason to be your true self, but like I'm hiding my true self from
Copy that.
everyone.
Copy that. So here's the
Tricky
wording. Increase your charisma score by 1, right?
Done it.
Then second thing, you have an advantage on charisma deception or charisma performance checks when trying to pass yourself off as a different person, right? So that's not just like lying, period. It's you trying to present yourself as someone else. What this deception check is about is whether or not you're basically putting forward, you just heard about this today.
Oh, so it's just about people believing who
Correct.
I am.
Because you,
Alright,
in truth,
got it.
have actually like had avenue to this information for much longer than a day. I mean, 2 days. So not much longer. That's a bad.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a bad.
fine. So
way.
I got a 10.
Got a 10. Okay, great.
But the information is that these elven men that call themselves the refiners, and what they're looking for, pure of blood, noble born children or people, and I don't know what their purpose is. But there was an attack at the menagerie against Ty Goldenfields, right? They were trying to get his blood, and then
I heard about it. Yeah.
now, but if they've captured your son, they have not yet
God.
killed your son. No, come with. Listen. So, where do we know, in all of your power, Bushalan, Lord Backbrook, where can we find these refiners? They can't have disappeared. They must be somewhere. Does anybody know?
And there's a heavy moment, and so many of these people today, yesterday, 6 weeks ago, have been helped out by you, Brother Thomas Coleridge, have been saved by you, have seen you come in and felt bettered by the exchange and interaction. And Lord Backbrook looks to you in this moment, and he's a man that, be it arrogance or be it proficiency, carries himself. Lady Backbrook, no judgment, the grief of a mother, the newfound loss, this unexplained absence, is in the throes of enormous grief. And Bushalan is looking between Tylus and Lord Backbrook, desperate for answers. And it's Backbrook who speaks first. Well, I, of course, have heard that they move like smoke through the wind. There is no headquarters as such, and no place where they fly a flag and say, here we are, but I do know that, many of the cities of Lucidon, of particularly of the north, have been known to house them, to show them. I was actually I was in Hemlock some 7 years ago, and oh shit, was it 8? Doesn't matter. And there was quite a disturbance there because some cabal of refiners had gathered up a boy that had been gambling, and they said he hadn't paid his debts, but they didn't even give the father a chance to repay them. They took him, they abducted him. They left a note, they left word that for an extremely increased sum they could buy back the safety of the boy, but, well, I never heard whether or not anyone actually did. But Hemlock's the only town I've ever heard. I mean, shipmen talk of it. There's talk sometimes of merchants in port that have been waylaid, but they're as substantiated as the rumors that carry them. Tyler sort of is nodding in agreement, and you see Bushelon. Well,
We have no idea where they would be or where your son is.
well, we show that that's where they came from. I mean, that the refiners did this. I guess we do know because Shawnee saw it that way. Well, if there's 2 missing, and if Brother Thomas here says that they were after noble blood, then, well, I suppose the Basilisk would have fit the charge. You see sort of a grimace from Lord Backbrook, who's sort of like been with you, Thomas. We're like, yeah, we fucking get it, man. My son.
Do we have any way of locating your son? If they are the wind, your son surely is not.
And as you sort of ask this question, when this storm racks this port town, the fever of its intensity still swelling, still on the upswing swing, so gradual but noticeable that the seamen in you, jokes aside, feel like maybe this storm will never stop. As they look to you for answers, and as Lord Backbrook moves to respond to your question relative to Basilisk, you feel this pinging, almost this vibration in that back pouch that bleeds behind your cloak, where you slip this tuning fork. You feel it buzz almost like a bee. You worry briefly that it's audible, and you take care to not let any sign or signifier move across your face or body. But you feel, Coleridge, in this moment, the cold pinprick, both exciting and terrifying, of possibility. You feel that if you cast a spell of level 2 or higher, which I know for Warlock is just kind of standard, that it would do something, that it would activate, that it would change something, the world about it. But as you sort of think this, and as Lord Backbrook moves forward to answer you, I think we'll call it a sesh, my boy.
So if I cast a spell of 2nd level or higher through the fork, that will answer where the refiners are?
No, not at all. That it will, just something will happen with this tuning fork.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does. Alright. Well, what the fuck, man? Where is this motherfucker?
I love it. What the fuck, dude? Again, some really untimely and really bad investigation and perception checks, but
yeah, I mean that's unfortunate.
It is.
You know?
It really
I guess
is. But the promise of hope, the promise of what might be.
Yeah, that just doesn't. Yeah, how do you get by that? Like in a one-on-one session.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm a little frustrated because it's like we search his entire house.
Sure.
We come over here, and it's like, I mean, he hasn't been gone too long. Well, whatever. I mean, I know. I'm just like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like all just on like perception or investigation. I'm just
So last sesh, right? you went and were stopped by Salen.
Yeah.
And he let you go. And you walked the 15, 20 minutes to the guardhouse. You spoke to them. You guys then came back another 20 minutes and went, Maxine was sent to the Backbrook estate, which, by the way, he still has nowhere to be found. But you guys went to the Lord Protector, to Derek Chalamet's, this very fine mansion that we first started at. And you arrived, you found a maid murdered, you found one bound upstairs, you found a footprint leading through...
He just went back and was just like,
Topia.
all right, bingo. And that was the code word for all the refiners to just fucking start murdering everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it was just him and one other guy. They were, the third one was killed.
Oh, brutal. What a brutal. Well, okay. That's too bad.
But perhaps you have within your possession a way to pursue.
Yeah. I'll check. Yeah, figure that out.
But good times, guys. Good times, great oldies. Marco, appreciate you coming through. Derpwood. Thanks for the follow, dog. Appreciate you. I am not a stickler, and I'm never one. Never one. Especially when it's my boy Insomnia. Bugles up. Especially when it's my boy Insomnia. To cheat you out of a motherfucking audition tape. So, Brian, I'm so sorry, but briefly I have to throw up an audition tape. And then we will raid somebody, and then we out the fucking door. But don't feel bad. There was an opportunity for you very, very much. I mean, you were like so on the trail. And the fact very much on the trail of a gnome. And you're right, Marco. Low investigation rolls is the nature of most mystery campaigns, right? The best strategy is for a player to ask for some descriptions and try to interact with things directly rather than go for rolls. That's not a bad way. That does sort of, if you blindly are interacting with stuff, it can lead you, different directions. But, dude, you did nothing wrong. There was more to be uncovered. There was potentially more to be, captured and caught.
Yeah. All right.
But it simply wasn't
That's
to be.
Okay. No, it was cool. It was tense. I'm still tense. Whatever.
Yeah, it was tense, dude. Believe me. Well, listen, had it even moved into combat, I mean, now at that point, you had Tylus there, you had some resources, but yeah, dude, that got me good. Okay. Is it cool if we do this audition tape real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. Insomnia, are you even still here, you rascal? Because I'm going to redeem it, dude. So don't be blowing up the Discord. Don't be coming up. Don't be trying to jam me up, dude. Nobody jams me up because you think I didn't redeem the tape. I did. But I need somebody in chat. And let's just say, Marco, it's you. If my boy Insomnia is probably making lunch for 12 people and getting someone ready for school and running a tech job. So he's off the hook. But I want someone in chat to say stop or say win or stay now. Just type it in beginning at this moment. So go ahead, type it in whenever. Okay, there we go. Yes, Marco. Where are we? Okay, sick. I had to go a long while. So this is, I usually go halfway through and either move up or down. I was moving up. It's actually pretty close. But yeah, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. I wonder if I can just do this. Is this an option? Probably not. Okay, without further ado, Brian, the only way is probably to mute your mic and watch it on the Twitch. But yes. Great. We're doing... Okay, great. So, I don't want to hear any jibbity-jap. I don't want to hear any back talk, any sass, any backwash. All right, that's what I call back sass. All right, also known as rear talk. The point is, Insomnia, this is your redeem, dude. So don't you come coming back honking my goose. This is it. This was from... Dude, this is actually from 3 weeks ago, whenever I was put on hold. Not the one that stopped the stream last week, but a previous hold that they then released me from. But this is the tape. I'm trying to remember what's going on. Oh, I'm supposed to be like, there's supposed to be like an NBA player, and I'm on a fake game show.
Great.
So here we go.
We're doing this? Thank you. This is awful handwriting. Who made these? Guys, I can't read them if they're written in crayon by a child. They look like a doctor's wish list to Santa. I can't read this. Whatever. I'll make it work. Welcome to Hisense Upgrade Season. Give it up for JT.
I'm just trying to do the post-game interview, man. And that's
Play the game first, and then maybe you can.
Yeah.
Okay. First question for 100 points. What is the name of the iconic commentator to JT's left?
Bang!
Ooh, that's correct. Why didn't you say that, JT?
This was an NBA commercial, and it would have been with
easy.
Jason Tatum, which would have been
Oh, good.
sick.
You'll get the next one. I'm sure you will get the next one. Okay, next question. What is your favorite
Also, Brian,
food?
I think you'd get a kick out of this.
Me?
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Mom's tacos.
Ooh, so sorry. The correct answer is Hisense Upgrade
But
Season.
all the time I'll do the thing where I
greatest sales
record
event
it,
for all
leave a
things
gap,
Hisense.
and then
Oh,
just record
so
the other
sorry.
part of the audition.
And for a
You know,
select
'cause
time
I'm
only,
just like,
get
fuck
a
it.
copy
I'm
of
not gonna
NBA
bother anybody. Let's just
2K24
go.
with select Hisense TVs. Delicious.
That's not food.
It is when Hisense is paying for the ad, dude. Back up.
It's so stupid. Okay, there we go. Honestly, I feel like I'm in a really good groove with commercial auditions. Now, would my bookings represent that? Nah.
You know how that is.
That's
I mean,
ooh.
like your bookings now are, you'd be jealous of your bookings 5 years ago.
No,
you
you're
know
right. You're right.
But that was great. Yeah, no, Evie does the same thing where she records the other side of the
Yeah.
conversation.
For
just like
commercial
instead of
stuff, yeah, really, that's so funny. For film or television, I feel like you got to have a reader. But okay, well, anyways,
when you do it on the day, you probably won't.
yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what will lead to more bookings. It's like, listen, dude, it's got to be all you. It's
Yeah.
you don't bother anybody, and the world repays you. Okay, so we're gonna raid somebody. I found a guy with 0 viewers. Let's go show him some love, man. Let's show some love. This is Crowman148. Now, what happened to the other 147 Crowmen? I have no idea. Did you get locked out of your account that many times? I don't know. I can't say. But the very first time I streamed D&D, some members of the community raided me, and that was super rad and uplifting. It made me feel super special. And Roast for Initiative was there, and it was the best. And so now it's just nice. I don't know. We're going to pay it forward. So I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Hope you had fun today. We'll be back next Thursday. Bri, you got anything you want to say before we dip out of here?
Oh, I do.
Fuck yeah.
This is from a fantasy novel
Ooh.
called The Chronicles of Prydain, famously converted into a cartoon in 1985 by Disney called The Black Cauldron, which is book 2 of this. But this is book 1 of the book
Got
of
it.
3. This was something I read when I was in 3rd grade, and I loved it. And this little section of it made me think of what we do here. And if you didn't mind if I indulged.
I think the only person that minds right now is Crowman148. I would
Well,
love that.
We're gonna get in there. We'll
Yeah,
get in.
fuck
Oh,
yeah,
man,
dude.
he's
This
not
sounds
going
rowdy.
anywhere. It's a short, it's only about 4 or 5 pages. No, I'm just
100
kidding.
pages. Yeah.
Just right here.
No, please, man. That's so sweet of you. I'd love that.
Fantasy novel. There's no backstory needed. You guys
Fuck
get it.
yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. Wax on, Bri. I love this.
That was brave indeed. That was a brave deed, Terran cried. I wish that the bards of the north still sing of it, Gwyndian said. His name shall never be forgotten. Who was it? Terran demanded. Gwyndian looked closely at him. Do you not know? He asked. Dalbin has neglected your education. It was Cole, he said. Cole, son of Colfror. Cole? Terran cried. Not the same, said Gwyndian. But Terran stammered, Cole? A hero? But he's so bald. Gwyndian laughed and shook his head. Assistant pig keeper, he said, you have curious notions about heroes. I have never known courage to be judged by the length of a man's hair, or for that matter, whether he has any hair at all. Anyway, thought I just
Bro,
give that
shut the
for,
fuck up. That is so funny. That
He's
is so good. But
He's so bald.
he had no hair. Shut the fuck up. That is so good, dude. Bri, I love you. You're the best. Okay, we're gonna be back next week, and Brian is DMing for us, and I am going to probably be killed, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
That was I feel I probably feel how you feel right now, where I'm like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
what now? What do I do now?
Be tough.
Yeah. Well, at least you're not being fed to rats, dude. So there's a difference there, but that time will come, Brian. That time will come. Guys, I love you. This has been so much fun. Okay, so no, not at all. Not at all. This is exactly what was meant to happen. So we are going to raid Crowman148. Tell him who sent you. It's your boy Carpe. I am not sure if I'm going to stream next Monday because it's a holiday. My wife is off. So maybe we both get off together, if you know what I'm saying. But I love you. We will definitely be back next Thursday for sure. And until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And say hi to Crowman148. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
We out of here.